Okay, students, now we're going to look at assignment number 2. And I have the wrong page, so time out. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right, so assignment number 2. Again, we're going to delve more into the science of arithmetic, the science of numbers, the art of computation, and again, I need another page, so I'll be right back. So this assignment, it's lesson number 2. So you're gonna, again, here's your lesson number 2 page. It has, has class 5, which you all are. Assignment number 2, name and date. Remember, very important. You will get marked off if you don't put your name and date. Name and date. This is your next assignment. So go ahead and make sure you have this with you right now as you listen, because it's a lot easier because I'm gonna write the stuff down on the board. So, arithmetic. Science of numbers. So, arithmetic, following along your own page. Arithmetic, it's broken up into 2 things, right? In our definition, it was the science of numbers or the art of computation. So, we have a box up here. Arithmetic. We have 2 boxes right here. We have the science of numbers. I should probably be writing this more clearly because you're gonna have to write it after me. All right. So, science of numbers. And this is the art of computation. Right? Or we can just say counting, because that's a lot of what math is. It's counting. So you have the science of numbers and the art of computation. Now, science of numbers. Let's think about different numbers or different type of numbering systems that we have. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. We'll slide it in. So maybe, yeah, that'll work better. All right, you won't always see me, but at least you will see what's on the board, which is what you need to know. And I'll rewrite this for you. This is science to see of numbers. And that's art of computation. Under the science of numbers, basically, there are 2 different numbering styles. There's the really old school style, which was Roman numerals. Who likes using Roman numerals? Not me. It's really annoying to try to count, and that's why we don't use it in mathematics. We may use it at the beginning of a textbook to show the chapters or something like that, but in real math, we don't use it a whole lot. So we'll go over it some, because it is something you do need to know, but not a lot. The other form that we use, is the Arabic form, which is what we use now. It's a base 10 system, so everything is based and broken up into tens. Our 10, if you think about our, our place value, so you have the number 3,243 and 754 thousandths. Remember our place value, right? Every number has a place. Your thousands, your hundreds, your tens, your ones, then we had our decimal place, so now we're going to the right. Our tenths, hundredths, thousandths, could go further, 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths. So thank you for the Arabic numbering system. It makes things a lot easier. a whole lot better than the Romans. The Romans did some pretty amazing things, but when it came to their numbering system, it was pretty horrible. So we have got the Roman and the Arabic. Now, the art of computation. Now this is pretty easy. We've got increasing, right? And we've got decreasing. So, number line, right? We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes on forever. -1, -2, -3, -4, right? So increasing always goes to the right on your number line, decreasing to the left. That's the sign, that's the art of computation, it's counting. And most of math is counting in various ways, whether it be addition, multiplication, subtraction. Those are the four main ones. All right, so if you haven't written this down, pause the video, rewind, and write these down on your page. And I will erase. Okay, so now that you've already written that down, we're gonna keep going. In your next two boxes are what say ordinal. Say numbers? Yes, it does. Numbers. And another box that says cardinal numbers. Now, some of you, I think most of you have already seen this in Life of Fred. And it was kind of confusing for you. I'm going to try to keep it really basic and easy here. Ordinal numbers, right? They count things they come in order. So at the end of a race, someone gets first, second, third, fourth, fifth place, right? So that's an ordinal number. It gives its place. In the Bible, we have chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, verses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those would be ordinal numbers because the order matters. The order has significance. When you finish your test, the first person finishes and the second person. So ordinal numbers, think ordinal, it has to do with order, right? The order in which you finish. So we're going to say that ordinal numbers are numbers that count the order of something. Right? Order matters. So, we'll drop this down a little bit. We'll say, for example, Genesis 1:5. Look up Genesis 1:5. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It talks about on the first day, on the second day, on the third day, on the fourth day. All of those are ordinal numbers because they follow an order, a sequence that matters. So Genesis 1:5, 8, 13, 19, and 23. God didn't say on the first day we did let there be light. And then on the fifth day, we did this. And then on the second day, we did this. No, he had it in order, in sequence. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That's what ordinal numbers are about. For example, I'm going to say example. First, second, third. See, all of those are ordinal numbers. All right, ordinal numbers. We're done with those. All right, let's look over at cardinal numbers. Cardinal numbers are something that count the amount of something. For example, how many desks are in this room? There's 15 desks. We don't need an order of 6, 7, 8, 4, 3, 9. There's 15 desks. They count the amount of something that is somewhere. For example, how many pounds does that bag of apples weigh? It weighs 5 pounds. It doesn't matter if it started at 5 or 15 or 30 or 6 billion or whatever it may be. It simply states the number or the amount of something, maybe in something. If I say how many desks are there in the room, would you say first or second or fifth? No, you would say there's 15 desks. Doesn't matter how they got here, doesn't matter in what order, it just simply says the amount of something. So, cardinal numbers will say numbers that count the amount, right? Numbers that count the amount. And if you want to look at the Bible for examples of this, we've got Genesis, Genesis 1:16. Also in Genesis 2:21 and also 24. Right? God made Adam and Eve. Right? There's two. There were two of every kind that got onto the ark. The 12 disciples. So all of these numbers are just amount numbers. All right, we're going to keep going. So for example, 1, 3, 18. All of those are examples. All right, so those are ordinal and cardinal numbers. If you need to write something down, go ahead and do so. Yeah, I believe you can see that there. And pause it and write it down and come back to you. Now we move on to your next boxes. So we've knocked out ordinal numbers, cardinal numbers. Now we're into inverse operations. Inverse or opposite. All right, so we'll do two boxes, right? And this will help, especially when you're starting to solve for variables. Because when you want to move something to on the opposite side of the equal sign, you have to do the inverse or the opposite. So, inverse operations. There is, first of all, we'll put over here addition, multiplication, and then raising to the high power. Now these are powers such as exponents, such as 4 to the 3rd or 6 to the 8th. That's raising 6 to a power, raising to the, what did I say? Higher power. That's not to God, but it's to the higher, oops, that was not so good. Oh yeah, reminder, writing cursive. I'm not doing it at the moment, but you need to be writing in cursive. If you've already written stuff down, understand, that's okay. I don't think I mentioned it to you earlier, but you need to write in cursive. Make sure we're writing in cursive, okay? So, everybody, what are we gonna write in? Cursive, yes. All right, so, inverse operation, opposite operation. Opposite of addition is, if you guess subtraction, you are right. Opposite of multiplication, if you guessed division, you are correct. And the opposite of raising to the higher power is taking the square root. If you guessed that, very good, because not all of you are there. So, addition, multiplication, raising to the higher power. The opposites are subtraction, division, and square root. All right, if you need to write that down, pause the video, and I'll keep going. Lastly on our list of things is order of operations, right? Order of operations. Now, this comes into play when you have multiple, excuse me for a second, had something in my eye. Multiple operations in one equation. So for example, you have 3 times 4 plus 6 times 3 plus 8 times 9 to the third power plus 4 to the third power. So you have this, and you're trying to figure out, I'll scoot it up some so you can see it, trying to figure out what am I supposed to do with that? How do I figure that out? Well, your order of operations is going to tell you this. So, order of operations. It is P, E, M, D, A, S. First of all, you take care of whatever's in your parenthesis. I may have misspelled that. Parentheses. Parentheses. So, again, I'm gonna have to write this. I'll move the camera in just a moment. 3 times 4 plus 7 plus 3 minus 7. All right, so over here on our example, these are the guys right here, those are your parentheses. You always do what's inside of those first, no matter what it is. So if you have times 3 squared. Okay, so that's our equation. If you have parentheses, you need to do what's in the parentheses first. Next thing that you'll work on is exponents. Those are your powers. So within the parentheses, now we see something that has an exponent, this little guy right here. So you would do that first. Then after exponents, you say, okay, I'm gonna, and if you guess multiply, that's right. So I'm gonna do my multiplication. If you had any division, then you would do that. Then lastly, addition and subtraction. So, PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. And that's what you have for your second assignment. So, if you need any help, if you have any questions, feel free, give me a call, text, email, smoke signals, any other ways, Morse code. But Telegram, snail mail, but any of those things, if you have any questions, let me know, and see you next time.